It is the Working Class Bowhunter podcast. Kurt Geyer speaking.
Doug Schmidt.
Guest hosting because Eric is... What's Eric doing right now? Let's make something up. What's Eric doing? Eric is drinking Bud Light with...
In the bath.
In the bath.
With bubbles.
He's fabricating a sex bed.
All right, no, that's too far.
Yeah,
what?
Too much. Come on,
Come
Doug.
on, dude. Who are you?
What the fuck, man?
I know what people pay him to do.
What's wrong with you?
That was funny.
All right.
Jacob Johnson here from Victory Drive podcast, if anyone listens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Ashley Johnson's also in here.
Mrs. Victory Drive podcast, if anybody
Oh,
listens.
nice.
Yeah, edit that one out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Never say that again.
And then Aimie
Yeah, that's me.
from Bowhunters United is here.
Yep.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We met you at the archery trade show this past January.
Yep.
I thought I was in trouble when you messaged me.
Never.
And I was like, uh-oh. And turns out I wasn't in trouble. And you were really awesome. And you came by and we chatted. I'm like, well, we should just have you in the studio sometime if we can make it work and podcast about Bowhunters United and what's going on there.
For sure. Yeah, you guys are super close, so I'm really glad to be here, and thanks for having me.
Well, you know, we're glad you made it. Like, we always greatly appreciate anytime anybody comes to us to record because we try to strive on like in-studio guests. So thank you for making the drive. You and your husband, you guys are awesome. You guys have been waiting on us, so we figured we'd butter you up and buy you dinner, and then you can't be too mad at us.
Yeah.
But we podcasted with Bowhunters United 2 years ago, maybe a little longer, and right when you guys launched.
Right.
And you, I don't even know if you were in the realm at that point or
Sure wasn't.
what has changed. So for people who don't know, what is Bowhunters United? And we'll just break it down. We'll go from there.
Yeah, so Bowhunters United is an organization for all bow hunters. So no matter how you participate, whether it be compounds, recurves, crossbows, we're the organization that ties everyone together, and we serve as the one voice for all bow hunters. And mainly what we do is we serve at the state and federal level to protect bow hunters' rights.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's hard to argue against.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's pretty good.
Beautifully said, too.
Jacob's on
Had that.
board. So that's what we liked about it initially when we first saw it. And I don't even know how we got in contact with you guys really right off the rip, but it worked out great and we aligned. But we're all members. We actually signed up at ATA show. I think you might have been, well, we were members initially, and then you're like, yo, what's up with your membership?
Yeah, you guys expired.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to renew it now.
Yeah, so
Let's do it.
We signed back up, and we'll get into it all. But how has it been really since we first podcasted? What has changed from then till now at this point?
Yeah, so they originally podcasted with you, I think, around like 2020, 2021. So that's when the brand like first launched. And the brand's a nonprofit of the Archery Trade Association. And what kind of happened was 2020 was a really bad year to launch. And so
Why is that? What happened?
some like virus or something,
Yeah,
Never heard of it.
Can never trust computers.
some little cough or something.
Yeah, bad throat sores were going around or something. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't
Weird.
know.
Weird. Yeah.
But-
tough year for everybody.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, so it just like was a really bad year to launch. And so I got on with ATA around May, and we got a new CEO, Jeff Poole. He's from the NRA, and one of his big initiatives was to kind of revive Bowhunters United and get it off the ground again. So ever since last May, it's been about a year, I've been really focusing on trying to get Bowhunters United memberships kind of going and like really hitting the legislation table and letting bow hunters make a difference.
Yeah. Well, I think the big thing with some of that stuff is like, one, all right, I'm sure I can speak for the majority here. Like, I'm an idiot. Okay.
Majority.
Yeah, we all think the same.
The first step is like, I'm not the dude to go and speak on like legal shit. I'm a dude who likes to drink beer and I like to go hunting.
Yeah.
And I like to hang out with my family.
Rock on.
Third.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. I mean, you align with how they all fall. I'm kidding, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
So it's good to have an organization that can do that for bow hunters. And by the way, like we did a podcast with Scott Bakken. He's like second vice president of Pope and Young Club. I think it's good to be a member of anything you believe is good, no matter what the organization is.
Right.
So, but bow hunting related specifically is what we do. So I think it's always a good thing. So if an organization that you can be a member of can represent what you do and do it in a way that you believe is the right way, that's probably better off than your boy going up to talk about our rights with a neck tattoo. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
saying all the
beard a little
saying all the
longer.
wrong things.
yeah, I'm like, it's blasphemy. So, all joking aside, like I get there's great benefit. So, how does someone sign up to be a member? And then we're just gonna just dive into all variants. I'm probably gonna play devil's advocate in a
Okay.
maybe aggressive way or
Wild card.
non-aggressive way, and you can tell me to screw right off if you need to.
Bet.
So
you do it?
you have Doug would love that. So how does someone sign up for Bowhunters United?
Yeah. So we're really thankful that the Working Class Bowhunter is an affiliate of ours. So if you use their code, which I'm sure he'll drop at the bottom of this podcast, it'll take you to our website. And then you just put in your name, mailing address, and email address, and we'll send you your box of goodies. And the membership includes you get a hat, you get some decals, you get rebates and discounts from a lot of the manufacturers and distributors of bow hunting archery equipment. And then there's also, we do a huge sweepstakes, so you'll be entered into that. And we partnered with Deer and Deer Hunting this year, so all of our members get 6 issues of their Whitetail Edition magazines.
Awesome. And then members get, I know you mentioned we were eating dinner or something about what Deercast to get like discount codes for Deercast or something like that.
Yeah, so you get a percentage off of your Deercast subscription.
Which taps right
membership.
into our family right there. So, well,
Right.
cool. That's easy enough. We'll post that. Where's it at? I'm clicking through all my camera links. We'll post that link in our description. So if you'd like to join, make it look like this episode did really well and join through our affiliate link. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So launching in, like, besides that, like, what are you guys doing? Like,
Yeah.
Just blanket question.
Yeah, so
What are you doing?
What are you guys doing?
the big thing about the membership, the thing that you will not receive, not a tangible item, $25 for the membership. It's not going towards, the hat, the decals, all the free stuff. That's not what it's for. It's going towards the overall presence at the legislation table. And what we've done for all of our members is we have an action alert system. And so with that action alert system, we do all the research on our side with our ATA connections. And so we will do all the research on the bills, what's happening, and then we'll tell our members a description. We'll alert you if it's in your state, alert you of what's going on with the description. It's just like shopping. You put in your name, email address, and then your mailing address because it's going to pick up where your representative is. And so then I have a pre-written email with all of the legislative jargon that they need to know. And then you press send and it goes directly to your legislator in your area.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's something that's going to affect, is it hunting in general or more bow hunting in general? I mean,
So we cover kind of a lot of things. So we do mostly bow hunting, but we also do everything that affects conservation and regulations and things like that.
which is the big picture is probably the most important here. And
Right.
because bow hunting, whether we want to admit it or not, it's a niche of what we're doing anyway, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's a lot of things that we can partner with the firearm side of things too. So we're kind of just all over the place, and whatever affects our bow hunting community, we're going to cover it. So
You said ATA connections. What does that mean?
yeah, so we are the nonprofit of the Archery Trade Association. So we are the bow hunting community in that space. So we used to have Bow Hunting 360. Well, that was kind of an educational tool. And then they're like, okay, let's scratch Bow Hunting 360, let it retire. Let's create Bowhunters United and merge that in there. So that's what we did. And I forgot what the original question was.
So did he.
I did too.
Jesus Christ. Are we drinking?
ATA.
Yeah, your ATA.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
there
our
you go.
There we
ATA
go.
connection. Yeah. So
Nice.
thank you.
Yes.
So what happened?
Idiots.
Well,
know.
Kurt, what'd you ask her?
I'm looking at making sure my camera's on. I'm like,
Yeah.
everything's good. Here we go. Hey,
I was just thinking about how good she was speaking too. I
Yeah,
was
that
just like
was
in
nice.
a lull about it.
I know. By the
Bless.
way,
Politician.
this is a rude thing to do normally. You're young.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to call out a lady's age, but you're young and you're impressing me.
Getting after it.
yeah, it's
Like I
nice.
said, hey,
Thanks.
I'm an idiot.
Well, I didn't even know where the question was going,
No, but you're killing it. You're killing it.
thanks. ATA, where it goes.
ATA connections. Look at us all. We're in the moment.
Yeah.
Or not.
So what happened? Retired bow hunting 360. Had Bowhunters United. So we have a chief of conservation, Dan Forrester, on our team at the ATA, and he serves at that legislation table. So he was actually in Washington, D.C. this past week, talking on some things for ATA and partly Bowhunters United. So he is in close contact with all of the national representatives and then all of the state agencies. So we really use that tie and use those connections to create that merge into Bowhunters United and get our information.
Yeah, because you guys is it Archery Trade Association owned,
Yes.
right? Is that
Yeah.
the correct way to probably?
Owned and operated. So I'm Archery Trade Association's marketing and communications manager,
I got you.
but I mostly run Bowhunters United.
That's a good title.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
Thanks, girl.
Official.
you're killing it. So, okay. So that makes a lot of sense. Because you guys have a big setup there at the Archery Trade Show.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But no, I like that. So the big concern, I think, man, it gets weird. It does. Like, I don't know where to, like,
Yeah.
my next talking point. Like, organizations, I think people get weird because they want to know where their money's going.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes like Second Amendment stuff, hunting, when it comes to interest that is normally attacked by another side.
Yeah. That
makes sense?
Yeah. When it comes to nonprofits and people that start groups up that, they talk nice and they have all these grand plans. And then you hear that 60, 70% of it's going towards administrative fees. And you see other people taking private jets to go out and do other crazy shit. It kind of puts a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths when it comes to joining groups, and especially nonprofits, because in today's economy, not a lot of people have a shit ton of money just to throw around for anything. So a lot of people like to know where their money is going, how it's being used, and all that stuff, I guess, is what it really boils down to.
Yeah. So ATA fully funds Bowhunters United, carries all the cost for, the hat, the decals, all, the tangible items, like the cool stuff that you get in the mail.
Yeah.
But to be quite honest, we're flying frontier. Like
Yeah.
this is fully going towards our legislation presence and, that action alert system.
And what kind of I guess legislative battles have you guys been fighting? Me knowing a little bit more about in the gun side of things and the constant attack on our Second Amendment rights, as far as bow hunting goes, what kind of attacks have you guys seen that needs fighting, I guess?
Yeah. So we actually have had 3 big victories in our space. I actually posted about it today on BU. One being the Oklahoma airbow situation. So Oklahoma in early March.
Yep.
All right, your boy's getting worked up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh,
Starting to get hot.
Okay, the airboat situation, Oklahoma in March.
Yeah. So in early March, Oklahoma introduced the inclusion. They wanted to include airbows into the archery only season. Mm-hmm. From ATA and BU's stance in our positioning, air guns, whatever you want to call them, airbows, air guns, they lack the necessary equipment.
Yeah, it's a projectile.
Yeah.
I suppose a bow and arrow. It's not archery.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's not
they-
fired by strings, right?
Yeah, they lack the traditional archery.
Yeah. So that surprises me that they even tried to push that through for an archery season.
Well, it all needs to start somewhere, just like anything else we see when it comes to legislation, especially. it all needs to start somewhere, and there needs to be a state that that goes ahead and just says, okay, we'll try it. And then every other state's going to kind of watch it and see what happens with it and see what kind of blowback there is. It's like shifting into the Overton window kind of deal when they're trying to get stuff passed through, and someone's going to try it and just see what happens. And without certain groups, and because as an individual, you can only fight so hard. It's like you need to have a louder, more collective voice fighting. Some backing saying, taking what your constituents want done and fighting against that certain things. Like if there wasn't a group like Bowhunters United fighting against stuff like that, then it possibly could have gone through and been adopted by other states too.
Right. Components was the word I was searching for.
We're missing today. I needed to finish this drink, and I'll be on the game.
Fire.
Having a hard time with words today.
It's all good.
Hey, you're doing great. I think you sound great.
How big of a fight was that? The airbow situation.
So pretty big. There's a lot of organizations on board for opposing it. So what we did is we sent out a big action alert to all of our ATA members because it affects them, and then all of our Bowhunters United members. And so we didn't just stop there. There was a total archery challenge event in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. So actually 2 of our staff members traveled there, and we had an iPad, and we were like, hey, please, if you're an Oklahoma resident, please sign this. Like, we do not want airbows included into the archery season because it infringes on bow hunters in the state. Mm-hmm. So,
and I imagine does Pope and Young collaborate with you guys on anything like this or any other archery related organizations? Or maybe not yet, but
they do with the ATA so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine Pope and Young be like, yeah, let's screw these airbows.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, because Pope and Young doesn't even recognize crossbows, do they?
They don't, and that's something we can get into or not get into what we want because
well, Pope and Young's just very traditional.
Pope and Young's they're very too direct and to their point on what the definition of a bow and arrow is.
Yes. Yep.
So but I will say this, there's people that classify it like what is a bow and arrow, and then almost, maybe I'm a little off on this, but for my perception, it's almost like there's a separate thing of like what's a bow and arrow, and then what is archery, and then what is bow hunting.
Yeah.
So
states have a bow and arrow season, then archery season. I'm just joking.
But
I know what you're saying.
But you guys recognize crossbow hunting as archery, Bowhunters United. I don't. I recognize it as crossbow hunting. Okay. I'm not anti crossbow hunting, even though
it's just different.
People like to think that I am. But it's not archery.
Well, you're probably not even like anti-airbow.
No, I am anti-airbow.
Okay.
Hey, no, I'm not. I'm anti-airbow hunting during archery season.
That's what I'm getting at. It's not that you're anti-airbow per se, but it just needs to be used. It's a gun. Use it during gun season.
If you want to
use it during any weapon season, use it during any weapon season.
That's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure that might be where you guys lean too. Like if you want to use it, it's a firearm.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I guess when it comes to the crossbow thing, I would see like airbows don't have any strings, right? I haven't even seen the videos.
It's just compressed air.
I don't even know what the
man.
fuck they are. It's just
It looks
compressed
like a
air
rifle,
shooting.
right?
Yeah. No limbs, no nothing. So.
Yeah.
Just a stock and an air compressor.
Yeah.
Just shoots an arrow.
Yep.
That's all it does.
Yeah.
And I remember, you know what's funny? I actually remember my first introduction to the airbow, and this is before you were at ATA, I believe, was at ATA show. And I remember being like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah. I remember when it went off.
Yeah, they had that compressor going. It was right across from the Elite booth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this? Like,
Well,
blasphemy.
Well, it's like it doesn't even bow.
It ain't right.
Like a bow, the reason why they're called a bow is because it bows.
Yeah,
you know?
there's limbs creating energy to throw an arrow downrange. Yeah.
Whether in the like we can get in the weeds on crossbows and stuff not being bows, but it at least bows. That makes sense. An air gun doesn't bow; it just shoots.
She don't bow.
Yeah.
Don't bow, man.
It ain't a bow.
It ain't a bow. It don't bow. I don't like it. Get it out of here.
It's a good point. I don't know. It's tough, right? Like that's a whole nother argument, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm good work on that. So whatever happened with the whole Oklahoma airbow thing?
Yeah, so the victory came last week. So the Senate took the House bill and the House took the Senate bill. So what had happened is in the House, they officially tabled the Senate bill and they killed it. And then in the Senate, they like put a whole bunch of different stipulations and it'll never get passed.
Of course.
So this is really good news for the archery community, just because the chances are super, super low that it's going to ever pass.
So that's the thing. So once it got into the politicians' hands, they didn't necessarily like come out and say they're killing. They just added a bunch of other shit onto it that they knew wouldn't get
Make
passed.
it almost
Stipulations.
So
impossible.
they never.
Yeah.
That's what the weird thing about government and politics. Like you never have the politicians be like, "This is wrong. We're gonna get it out of here." They always like, "Oh, let's tack a bunch of other dumb
we
shit
think
on there."
impossible.
And it just won't pass, guys. But then if it passes, then it just passes with a bunch more bullshit on it, which is
Right.
weird. So you know,
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat as every other bow hunter. Like, I have no legislation background. I did not go to school for that, anything like that. So I am really learning from our ATA chief of conservation guy and all of the other partners out there. So it's just been a really educational tool to like see what's kind of going on and see the process of how it moves, the bills move through legislation.
Yeah, no, I mean you're marketing, right?
Yeah.
Basically. So like it's cool that like you admit that. Like there's people that represent Bowhunters United that's their expertise.
Yeah.
Cause and that's like, yeah, like it's like I said earlier, I'm not the dude out there like, hey, no, you know what I mean? There's like fuck that guy, pass it.
No.
Who's this guy? How did he get in here? You know, but
Right.
it's good to know like that stuff's going, because I think people like to like hunting's hard.
Yeah.
And bow hunting's harder. So I think people want it to be easier. I think people that have been into it, have been hunting for a long time. It's not just this flash in the pan thing. Love bow hunting because it's hard, because you have to be more connected. It just takes more energy to be successful. That's why the seasons are longer,
Right.
which is why there's an issue with air bows. That's why there's the argument of crossbows, and it's good to have a place that represents it. Now, what I do worry about Bowhunters United, a little bit on my angle, but where I can see other people might be like, I don't know, because crossbows aren't archery. Like, I don't want to really dive into this, but we do have to a little.
Right. I understand.
you're
Is
gonna get the questions after this.
We're going to get the questions. Is that a concern for you guys internally? Like, is that something you guys talk about, the crossbow thing like that?
No, so we follow, so since Bowhunters United is ran by ATA, we follow all of the positions that ATA has. And so the argument with the crossbow is like either the handicapped or people who can't like physically pull back a compound bow or things like that. We want them to be included because it is also things that affect them.
For sure. And that's the best argument, I think, for it.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, I don't think anybody has an issue with that. I don't. You know what I mean? But
that's one of the stipulations that everyone puts on it when they talk about crossbows, is they always put on there like not for the disabled and the people that can't physically do it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about able-bodied people that could use a vertical bow, should use a vertical bow.
Right. And I had, when I went to the Great American Outdoor Show, in PA, and I had a lot of people when I was reaching out to them like, hey, are you a bow hunter? And they're like, no, like I shoot a crossbow. So I'm not really a bow hunter. And I'm like, yes, you are. Like, you're included in our space.
yeah.
And that's kind of where we're going with it. Like, however you participate, except for air bows, you're included.
You guys are out.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm,
shoot
No,
airboat.
thanks.
Goodbye.
Get back.
I'm in for all that. Like, it's just weird, you know, and you see a dude like Jacob's a monster of a human. You're like, dude, I just shoot crossbows. I'm like, for the same exact season I do.
I'm good, bro.
What's up with that? You know what I mean? So that's where the issue is. But here's the thing. It's like, it's this weird middle ground thing. It's an argument. I'm burnt out on it.
Yeah,
Because it always gets brought up.
it's a sucky argument, but
It's a sucky argument.
it's one of those things, you know.
We had to at least mention it.
We
you know what
because
I mean?
we
I
know
understand.
for a fact there's going to be people out there asking you like, why didn't you press around this a little bit more?
Well,
and not even press, but just elaborate on.
It can
There
be
you go.
a type of archery. And we've said this 1,000 times, and we'll have to just keep saying it. And I don't know, Doug, you don't talk a lot. I want your opinion. I just don't think it should be the same season, full archery season. I think it should be limited. I'm not against it. I don't think it should go away. I'm for it, but limit the season. Doug?
I agree, but like you said, like if you can't pull back a bow, like you can use a crossbow the whole season.
sure.
Then you can. Yeah, I'm in for that.
Like, I'll give you 2 weeks with the crossbow.
Dude, I break my arm during hunting season or before, and I can't pull. I'm crossbow.
Yeah,
Take
Watch
them
me.
out.
for sure.
You know?
Yeah, because you're not going to take away that time from a person like you. You know, like if you get injured and stuff like that, it's one of those things like you're not going to voluntarily sit out like, oh, I can't shoot my vertical bow, so I'm just going to fucking sit out the next season or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. When
So you want to be a part of it, and that's the argument that a lot of people have when they are like lifetime bow hunters and stuff, and then they get injured and whatnot, and they're like, well, so what you're saying that I killed this, I don't know, whatever deer, say it's 170-inch deer, you're saying that it has an asterisk next to its score in my name because I use a crossbow? Like, that's fucked up. I've been a lifetime bow hunter my entire life and yada, yada, yada. Like, that's wrong. It's like, I agree with that person. But at the same time, yeah, if I look at a person that mirrors me and they're like, yeah, I use a crossbow, I'm like, all right, nice.
Yeah.
Good job,
weird.
dude.
Cool.
You know, I don't know.
It's weird. It's the argument of like, who's the best whitetail hunter in the world? There's no answer that can really dictate who's the best whitetail hunter in the world. It's the same way. That's why the argument of the crossbow thing is so annoying and so reoccurring. Because no, there's never a winner in the argument.
Right.
Well, it's the same as the public versus private land thing.
It's all stupid.
It's a fucking dumb argument. Like, it's just
fun conversation sometimes.
sometimes, but it's at the end of the day, it's just different. You know, it's just different. Like in firearms versus bow hunting and all this other versus shit. It's like at the end of the day, we're all hunters. We all enjoy the same stuff. And do I think that you should be able to go out with a 30-06 during archery season? No. Do I think that a person that shoots a nice deer in gun season should have any type of like asterisk next to their name after they shoot whatever animal like that? No, I don't think that either. Like, it's all different and it's laid out different. I think we just need to hopefully trust your state and that they're making the right decisions. But when they're not making the right decisions, then you do have to kind of get up with a group like Bowhunters United and other things in order to kind of try to change things. And if it doesn't get passed through, if you don't have enough support, then clearly your state wants to do that.
Right.
So you should just trust the system. And if you don't like it, then like whatever else says, you can move and find somewhere else to live, I guess. You know?
Spicy. It's spicy. But what are you guys doing? Like, I'm interested from a marketing perspective to like get the word out on Bowhunters United, besides like obviously doing the podcast or affiliate links.
Yeah, so we're doing the podcast. We have a bunch of new affiliates. I just got that program up and starting. And we're working with a lot of partners and a lot of outdoor brands to create some content. So we do a lot of tips and tactics for our members. And so we've teamed up with XOP. So we're going to do a lot of climbing stuff and, you know, just like expand on our articles and tools that our bow hunters need. And then I have a couple giveaways coming up that I'm really excited about.
It's a big, create engagement and get things going that way.
Bows?
No,
Good way, Airbus.
No,
you're done.
you're done. Hey, shut up, Doug.
It was nice knowing you, dude.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
I'm
What I
out.
came for.
Got kicked off your own podcast by Bowhunters United. No, that's cool. I know, like we talked before, like I think this is important from like anyone that's like seen representing like from like behind your guys's like representing you directly through like social or ads or whatever. I think it's important from someone like a seasoned bow hunter who's been hunting. Last year was my 20th bow season. So like for me, this is me speaking for myself, and I don't know if a lot of people agree or not. Like maybe I'm controversial, but if I see someone that I maybe know them as to be green, or I can tell, I'm less interested to be a part because you can fish that out. Like, you know, the old poser thing from high school, like that's easy to sniff out when you've been doing something. So like, are you guys strategic with that yet? Or are you to that point where it's like, okay, people who are going to represent the brand need to be experienced? Like, cause there's the whole adult onset hunter movement, which is not a bad movement, but it's easy to fish out how green they are for me, especially like, it's very trend ridden, and that's it. Really, it's that deep. There's no like real depth to it.
Right. So for the affiliates, we're reaching out to groups like yours. So we're really trying to get that experienced bow hunter to market to, and carry on the word of, Bowhunters United is an organization to be a part of, because it's for hardcore bow hunters. But we do have a few of the guys on the smaller scale, just to, they're growing, and we think that they should be a part of it too.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. I mean, and I don't mean to say that like people that are newer aren't a good representative of hunting, but I just mean for the guys, like, I think to get respect for a newer organization,
right,
you kind of need that like experience backing.
Yeah.
And that might seem dumb to some people, but the way in my head I'm picturing it makes sense.
Well, it's like, how controversial do we want to get here?
Just get controversial.
Okay. So like the backcountry hunters and anglers, like the BHA pint nights.
Yes.
That's it's a
anti-Trump
gimmick.
rally.
Well, it's one of those things. It's a gimmick used to collect these adult onset hunters that might go out for a season or two, and then they get up and they put their speech out there at a pint night, and they want to be heard and all these other things, and you can clearly tell like this person has no fucking idea what they're talking about. Like, I'm not saying they're not a hunter because they went hunting, but that specific type of person that I don't know if anyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's videos of these people out there on these pint nights that are
weak wrists.
Yeah, it's not something that I would ever want to go to, because it has no value for me. Like a backcountry hunters and anglers type deal. In my opinion, that's a gimmick that's used to attract a certain type of person that I don't necessarily need or want to be associated with. So it's one of those things where it deters people maybe like me that I don't know. I don't think Bowhunters United is like that, but it's one of those things where
it needs to be talked about when you're bringing it to new people.
About. Yeah. When you talk about new representation and who's representing the company and the group, it's like you have to choose them carefully.
Bottom line, you got to feel confident where your money's going.
Yes.
Right? Is that kind of what you're getting to?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So, and we kind of already like covered that, but I think that's worth mentioning.
It is, because it's just there's so many groups out there that are, I guess maybe a little bit. The green decoy has been used. It's one of those things that I'm not. It's just it needs to be talked about, and these issues need to be pressed. I guess when we have a representative sitting across the table from us, so it's one of those things. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
We need to talk about it.
Sorry if you guys are included with BHA.
No, I don't think they are.
Shit all over them.
No, I don't know. I don't know if you are or not, but I'm just not me personally, I'm just not a huge fan of that group at all. And that's my own personal opinion. It's not the opinion of WCB or Bowhunters United. That's Jacob Johnson's personal opinion about a group of people.
Take it or leave it.
Well, there it is.
There it is.
Nice disclaimer. Yeah. I mean, that's fair, right? It's like stuff to bring up, because like, you can be pro gun but not be a fan of the NRA. You might like another organization that represents the Second Amendment.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's also like why we're in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need choices.
And I'm sure you guys like consider that and talk about that type of thing when it comes to like, who's going to sign up, how you're going to represent, and like who's your target audience. Obviously bow hunters, but it goes deeper than that because there's niches in the bow hunting game.
Yeah.
It's probably a challenge.
It is a challenge, yeah. So there's a lot of bow hunters in the game, and we do know that there is a lot of different organizations, but we can say like this is the true bow hunting organization that is connected to the industry, and you get an inside connection with our industry for it. So
see, and that's something I wanted to bring up earlier is like that what you just said is the biggest thing, because without bow hunting, ATA has no industry, and ATA is not a thing without bow hunting. So that is one thing that makes me more comfortable with supporting Bowhunters United, because bow hunting's done, the whole organization and ATA is done.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you need industry. And that's like what we talk about often. It's like you see these online social pages that hate on hunting. They're hunters, but their sole purpose is to bash hunters or things they disagree with in hunting, which I'm not completely against that either. But you can't bash industry. Like I've said this a bunch on the podcast lately, and I'm almost burnt out on saying it. If you delete the industry, there's no more hunting. You need industry to back what we do because industry backs organizations that fund money to keep what we do in a lot. Like Bowhunters United, ATA, Pope and Young Club, Boone and Crockett, NRA. It keeps going. You can't delete industry.
You just have to be careful. You know,
gotta be careful.
There are bad actors in the industry, in any industry that you get into,
Hey, let's
no
name
matter
them.
what it is.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right?
Oh shit.
Like, oh god, no. But there are there are bad actors in any industry whatsoever, and the hunting industry and outdoors industry is not exempt from that. There are just bad actors everywhere, and it is good to call people out, like call a spade, but don't get too crazy on it. Where like you said, you're deleting the whole industry, because at the end of the day, this is only built up when we have enough people and money and organizations and stuff propelling this thing that we all love to do. And if the money's not there and the industry's not there, then what are we left with?
Not much.
Just hanging out with your bow.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, illegally.
What are we gonna do with you?
on the porch.
Yeah, your air bow. hanging out with your air bow illegally because there's no season. Because everybody got rid of everything.
So can
no
you
deer.
use that for anything, anywhere? An air bow? I don't know anything about it.
No,
No,
probably just sport shooting.
No, you can. I'm sure you can use it in states that have any weapons seasons.
See, I'm not against it for like fun or
Be fun to shoot one.
coyote or predators or
Yeah.
like varmint hunting.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the any weapon seasons. Like there's certain Western states too that have, it's not labeled the firearm season. It's labeled any weapon season, and it's any legal weapon that the state deems legal for the ethical harvest of an animal.
Yeah, just like it's not.
I use harvest. Fucking
That's all right.
dumbass.
You can say harvest. That's like a normal thing to do.
We
Right?
get a
Just-
woodchuck with
I,
a freaking.
I had the damn legislation in my head. And I was reading it from my eyes.
How did it feel?
It came out as harvest.
Almost had it.
Harvest is a friendlier way to say kill.
It is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like you guys probably prefer to say harvest at ATA and Bowhunters United.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I have a strong connection with the word harvest just because like not only with ATA and BU, but I used to be a butcher for like 6 years.
No
Oh.
kidding.
And I did like all their social media, and there was a lot of people that were like, they just didn't love the word kill. So I always had to say harvest.
Yeah, but
Harvest, harvest,
No
harvest.
kidding. That's an interesting background.
but as a butcher, you are harvesting because
social-
it's livestock. We're
Yeah.
not, we're not
Yeah.
harvesting. We're hunting.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you did the social media for a butcher company?
Yeah, too.
that's badass.
Yeah.
No kidding. So like what?
Yeah, tell us.
I want to get into the challenges of your job because there's got to be so many. But like, listen, now we're on butcher, and it's
Tell us.
what was it? Challenges of that and the bow hunting game. Like, what the hell are you annoyed with right now?
Oh, God.
All of it.
My husband's sitting outside. I'm just kidding.
Earmuffs.
So do you have like a team that you're working with? So you do the marketing for AT and then you're heading this up. Do you have like a team that you guys, is there a big portion of you? How is it with what you guys are doing?
So with ATA, we have a team of about 14.
Oh,
So we have a marketing team, we have an education and outreach team, and then we have our CEO, and then we have our chief of conservation, and then we have some industry folks. So all of us we wear a lot of different hats since we are such a small team on the ATA side.
Yeah.
But my sole hat is Bowhunters United.
That's cool though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I have a lot of help from the other teams. So like education and outreach, they help us with a lot of the different, informational things that we need to put out there or contacts for, we just did one with NDA. So like the blind buck and knowing like how rut timing works and things like that. So we released that article. Dan, as I mentioned, our chief of conservation up at the legislation table. And then, just our partners overall, everyone kind of covers that. So, but we do have ATA's office is based out of Minnesota. All of us work remotely except for one gal, and she runs our office. It's about the size of your studio.
No shit.
And yeah, she's like our one man band that's like shipping everything out and things like that.
kidding.
So
Just hanging out
she
by
actually,
herself.
yeah, she actually sent me all your t-shirts. So
That's
thank
awesome.
you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Good job, Sarah.
Here, hold on. Do I have this?
There, Sarah. Hey. Hey.
Oh, that's awesome. No, that's cool. I didn't realize it was like you guys are operating on a pretty humble amount of people.
Yeah.
ATA show, man, honestly, is one of those things like, COVID hurt every show everywhere.
Yeah.
But like, man, ATA is like everyone wants to go to ATA.
Yeah.
Like that's like where like dreams are made in the industry was ATA show.
I hear good things.
It's an experience, man. I remember my first year at ATA, I was like a little kid in a candy store. 2010 or 2011. I was like, what is this place?
Holy fuck, I'm in.
I wanted to live here. I never wanted to end. Dude, that's how I was like, it's incredible, man. It's so much fun. Well, like we had the media room last year and just had a great time with it. And I think we're wanting to do the same thing next year. So it's in St. Louis next year.
Yep.
Which that's the first year it's been in St. Louis, right?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's about an hour away from my house.
Easy.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get one in like somewhere in Iowa.
Des Moines.
Next time. Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yeah, so we we're in St. Louis this coming January, and then 5 years after that we're in Indy again.
In a row?
Yeah,
Indy's the
Nice.
best spot for ATA, man.
I love
is
Indy.
it?
Oh yeah. Because here's the best thing about ATA and Indy.
Get so excited about it. Oh,
It's the
It's like
best
the Kool-Aid
because
Man.
it was. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because you don't have to drive. You get
Oh,
your
yeah.
hotel. It's attached or right next to it, and then every nice ass steakhouse, which is where you're going,
It's right there.
because you make your partners take you out to dinner.
Perfect.
I say make.
Yeah.
We're not making any of it. But all the nice restaurants and good like places to get a good old fashioned or a good beer are right downtown. You literally don't have to walk. You don't have to drive anywhere. Just walk. Just park your truck. You don't see it till the show's over.
sounds like a
Nice.
blast.
It's
They're
great.
pretty
And it's all
sweet.
connected by hamster tubes. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job ATA on the Indy lockdown. Was that year? Did you call that one? No. You should claim that just for the sake of the
Yeah. I also forgot to mention we have a trade show team on the ATA side too. So that's a group of 2. Sarah's included in that.
Ah,
forget about it.
Sarah.
Two gals.
Sarah,
Sarah's just working overtime.
dude, I
Fucking A.
cannot imagine what it takes to put together the ATA show.
It's a lot. And so I was going to kind of mention this too. Like, it's not just the 14 folks that, man the show. This past year, we were a little bit shorthanded. So we have a Bowhunters United booth. So I was kind of married to that the whole time. But we do have a lot of volunteers who come in to help run the shooting lanes and, the express pass and things like that. So we're really thankful for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a top-notch show. It's one of those shows that I think the general public gets mad that they can't attend.
Correct.
But I think they just have a misunderstanding of what the show is.
Yeah. So the show is a space for all of our industry to connect and make the relationships and talk about what's the future of archery. Where is our business going? Because it's all the retailers, manufacturers, distributors, manufacturers, things like that. And it's finally a time for all of them to connect in one building, to have those conversations, and then to make their orders for the year.
Yep.
So all of their retailers are going there, they're seeing all the products, and they're like, okay, like they have time to think and say like, okay, this is what I want. And then they can actually, since they have that relationship with that person, they can call them up and say, hey, I need to do this, without all the average Joes kind of walking around and taking up their time. So
Well, I think people think it's not like you're not going to a booth to purchase items and then leave with them in your grocery bag. It's
Correct.
not that kind of it's not a consumer show.
yes.
Where I think ATA did maybe you guys talk about this internally. I'm sure there was a game plan. There was a point I felt ATA needed to make corrective action to kind of cut out the media kit handout frenzies.
Yeah.
Of like, sponsor me. I got in because I knew somebody with a bow shop and a pass and all this stuff, and walking around with like shitty screen printed collared shirts and sparkle breeches with the crosses on the pockets.
Oh.
And, you know what I'm talking
Yep,
about?
yep,
like
yep.
that was like a thing ATA was known for, like getting made fun
Yeah.
online, was affliction t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much how Chris Brackett dresses. That's
Sparkle
what
Joe.
everybody
There he is.
like. That's
Used
what,
to.
used
There
to
he is.
dress. Now he's
He doesn't dress like that
Now he's
anymore?
humble. He's dressed as like he's going to church, but
Oh, because he just got out of jail.
no, he didn't go to jail.
Oh, sorry.
He didn't go to jail.
Joking.
Hey, make fun of the guy, but don't say he went to jail.
That was a joke.
Too far.
It kind of had like that. It had that stigma to it, which is funny. You know, it had like it's like old UFC fans were the same shit.
Oh yeah, the tap out shirt.
You go to the buckle, you get your tap out
Yeah.
shirt, your Rock Revival jeans.
Yeah, same. It's the
DC
same
shoes.
exact thing.
Yes.
You know, like ice tip, hair and all that. But I feel like ATA took corrective action to kind of like weed out that even with just like changing membership and like what they allocated for like media passes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like I said, I haven't been there for very long, but I know that there's been a lot of big changes. So like we don't have the buck tags anymore. There's no like yearly t-shirts, the bags that you carry around or the gift cards, things like that. We're not doing that anymore. But
Buck tags.
yeah, they had like these big buck tags and they were like I think they were like discounts or something like that. Or like things for you to redeem if you went to a certain amount of like booths, you could get some money off, like for the retailers or things like that.
Interesting.
I'm not for sure
I
confident
never
on
heard
that
of
one,
Yeah.
Either.
but I know that they used to do big buck tags. But yeah, we changed up some of the membership structure, and some of the dues changed a little bit after this trade show. But yeah,
I think that's
going
probably
towards the future.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I get it. Like, and to be an ATA member, you guys kind of vet like a company to make sure like they're legit. Like, I can't just, you're not going to sign up for ATA if you're just like wanting to go there to like party.
Yeah, so you have to have like the whole documentation of who you are and things like that.
You have to be a business.
You gotta be
Boys,
legit. Legit.
Yeah.
Doug can't just walk in there and be like, "Yep,
He's
this
got
is
mustache
me."
wax.
I could, but
Got
Okay.
the mustache wax. Just walk in with that.
not
That's my
everyone
badge.
could.
Yeah.
We need Doug. I want Doug to speak on stage at something at ATA next year.
I think
what?
I'm good on that.
Doug could just talk about mustaches and hunting.
Could you like rap for us?
No,
We
About your mustache wax?
Yeah.
no, I
Yes.
couldn't.
Dude, you should write a rap.
Nah, I can't.
we've all heard Doug's pitches.
Yeah, Doug, sell me something. Sell me that Novix hat.
Not right now.
No,
It's on my head.
I'm tired.
I'm wearing it. I'd like to wear this hat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you heard Doug's mustache wax pitch?
It's not.
No.
it's not good.
No,
What is it?
I haven't heard it either.
Give it to me.
no. Kurt's gonna make fun of me.
Yep.
He's
No, he
making
won't.
fun of me right now, dude.
Give a pitch for BU.
No,
So I was gonna say it.
This is a safe space, bud. You're good.
You can tell him what you say. I tell to people.
I watched you do it.
I didn't know what, because I was drunk.
Oh, get drunk and tell us.
What a great representative. I was drunk.
Basically, all I said was buy it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, I guess Nike kind of had the same
Nike already had that
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Hey, all right. I'm sorry I made fun of you.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Nike thought it was great.
When you got something that good, doesn't need much.
Doesn't take
Doesn't
many
need
words.
Some guy was like him-hawing about buying a tin of his mustache wax. He's like, just buy it. And I'm like, that's your pitch?
Did he?
Quit thinking about it. Just do it.
I don't think he did.
Did he buy
Oh,
it?
man.
Nah, he did.
I'm going to
did?
give you a great sales pitch for it, okay? So I'm a girl, and I have a lot of flyaways, hair breakage, straightening irons. They all do it. And I didn't have any of my expensive stuff to slick it all down. So I grabbed a thing of Jacob's mustache wax. In
Doug's brand?
No, it's not.
Jacob.
It,
I ain't got
it came in one of those boxes we got forever ago that he never used. Anyways, I took a little toothbrush. It works on my flyaways.
Get a girl.
Seriously. So
That.
Bless.
Nice. That's
Hashtag
good.
flat.
There you
That's a
go.
good one. So how would you sell that to a woman?
just like I did just now.
But just like
But how
in a
would I-
You
pitch,
want to buy
though.
it, don't you? You want some mustache wax for your flyway. See?
Elevator
Yeah, it worked.
pitch.
I don't know what that is.
Like you have an elevator's ride time to sell something.
All right,
to
Ashley,
That
look
works.
into that camera and sell mustache wax.
Mine. Yeah, mine.
Yeah,
What
Doug's
do I-
No
specific.
pressure.
It'll fix the flyaways.
Don't look at the monitor. Look at the camera.
Oh, right there. I know, it looks so weird. Stop buying the Got to Be glued stick that's $16.94 on Amazon. It doesn't work and it smells funny. Buy the mustache wax. It works way better. And your husband can use it.
Word.
Nice.
Done.
Doug?
It's pretty damn good.
That was good.
You know what stick I'm talking about too, I bet.
Well,
Sure don't.
Oh, man. That's
Sure
okay,
don't.
though.
we'll
What's
do,
a fly
we'll have to do some R&D.
Usually,
These. You
Yeah.
probably see them on the camera.
Oh, let's get
Usually I just throw
away.
my hair in a ball cap and call it a
Yeah.
day. I work from home.
Dude, I would
There you
be.
go.
Living the life.
I would be such a lesbian. Dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
You don't think?
Oh yeah, dude.
Out of
Yeah.
left field.
I mean, I might not
Explain.
actually be a lesbian, but I'd dress like one, just for the ease.
Oh, yeah.
right. Like a girl, a female hunter. So much work. Your boy's throwing a
it
ball
though?
cap on and wearing freaking
Yeah.
like duck brown pants. I'm going out.
I don't even know how people like do their makeup to go out in the woods.
Is that really a real thing?
Some girls do.
Every morning they're doing their makeup and going. You think?
Some of
girls
them are.
do.
I've seen
You've
the
seen the
I've seen the
pictures.
gram,
Yeah.
and I think to myself, 5 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
Unless they're-
You got a smoky
but-
eye.
Unless they're not actually hunting right there, and this is
Bitch,
staged.
those
candid
are
photo.
afternoon hunts. You ain't
Don't
getting up.
fuck.
You ain't
Okay.
getting up early. and
True.
doing your those are all afternoon hunts.
Yeah,
True.
I get up like 2
That's
hours
fair.
early to put on your
I
shit.
personally,
I'm not.
It's kind of like Sitka gear. Like the deer have to know like that you're not poor.
Right.
And then the girls, the huntresses that go out there, they have to know that the deer don't think they're like ugly or like
Gotta look
catfishing them.
That's fair.
Gotta look cute.
It's true.
cute.
That's a good point.
Hey, it's one
Gotta
of those
fit the
things.
Just
vibe.
picture a buck walking through the woods. That's a filter.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Look,
Damn, bitch, you ugly. That's fucked up. I apologize.
look good, feel good, do good, right?
Hey,
Is that a
if
saying?
it makes you feel good, you do it.
Use the mustache wax.
use it.
Ooh, there's the sale right there.
Yeah.
All right. You're in the industry, and you're young in the industry.
Okay.
You said the term huntresses.
Yeah.
How's that? Like, is that a good or a bad term?
Derogatory.
I feel like
This
it's
is
kinda,
personal opinion, not related to ATA or Bowhunters United.
I feel like it's kind of like buckle bunnies.
I feel like it
Or
really
Playboy
depends
bunnies.
on if you're saying it about yourself,
Yeah.
or if you're kind of saying it how you did. Like you're referring to like the type of gals, but if somebody says it about themselves, like in a quote on a gram,
Yeah.
it's more buckle bunny.
Yeah.
Buckle Bunny. What's the gun version of Buckle Bunny?
Gun bunny.
Gun Bunny? Is that what they just call them gun bunnies?
That's what they call artillery guys in the army.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Well, there you have
I
it.
don't know.
Well, they have.
I honestly don't.
What's the buckle bunny in the firearms industry?
Maybe that's what it was. Just a
Gun bunny.
Yeah, Gun Bunny.
I honestly,
Well, do you want me to?
I've never even thought
Do you really want me to say
Trigger
it on
hunting.
here?
say it.
We call them like the guys that have like an obscene amount of gear on their vest.
Oh,
And
I'm
stuff.
talking about like the ladies. Like the
Oh, the ladies.
Yeah, like buckle
Oh.
bunnies. You don't know.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I thought you were just talking about like
He's going on
just
a whole
calling people
different
funny names.
Tangent. No.
We're just making fun
I
of
honestly
people.
don't think I've ever
What do you call those guys? I want to know.
The
heard-
girls in the fire industry. I don't know.
like
Yeah,
that
that's a
are
good
showy
question.
and flashy. But
Yeah, they're not
honestly,
really in the
the only ones I
Yeah.
come across, I like Mina. Like I love her. She's amazing. I watch all her stuff. She's not that way. She's not flashy. I can't even think of any, honestly, that are like that I've came across at least.
My perspective on the term
Yeah.
huntress, I think if I was a female hunter, like I think that's like just call me a hunter. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're a hunter. You
I'm a
know?
hunter.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not like
I'm a hunter.
It's pretty gender
Yeah.
neutral already.
yeah. It's like I don't need to be a huntress. It's like easy.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
fucking
another label.
yeah. Let's pick our fights somewhere else. Like, man, it's just I almost feel bad for the legit passionate female hunters in the game for how they're represented fully through social media.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like there's not a. I mean, man, it's like it's so bad that I'm like condescending my own thoughts because I was gonna say there's not a lot of legit female hunters in the industry, but I think that they're not maybe in the industry or not, but they're so overshadowed by the non.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is non-legit a term?
yeah.
The fakes that it's like it gets foggy and it's a bummer.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of the girls, they just have to kind of be overbearing. Like, oh, I'm like a girl's girl. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like hardcore.
Oh,
Instead of like actually be themselves because they'll get overshadowed. But
Well,
It's just another thing.
that's true with guys too, though. You know, like you see a lot of guys are like, "Oh yeah, watch me carry this fucking
Might be worse, arguably.
Yeah, let me carry this black bear on my back and show you how much of a man I am." It's like, well, you can also just
Stage photos.
yeah, staged photos like when
Over accentuated bulges. Doug.
yes, Doug. Why don't you wear briefs?
I don't know. I don't like them.
But anyways,
All right. This is all right.
That came out of left field. I don't even.
We've been in the BS session of this podcast for a bit. All right.
The more you know.
This is fun though, right? Like people need to see the people behind the brands, right? Like you guys need to. You can't always be uptight here. All right, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Is the male Insta huntress vibes stronger than the Insta huntress vibes right now in the industry? I would almost argue that it puts up probably equally, if not stronger, of a debate. Jacob,
I'll say one thing about it. I think the
I love that you always have an opinion
yeah, I do.
because I'm not the only one talking shit.
I think no, it's just my opinion, but I think that girls Insta huntresses get more flack for being Insta huntresses than dude Insta hunters do.
That might be spot on.
I would agree.
yeah, I think they just catch more of the flack.
I think
And
there's a lot of pandering.
I think
male
guys.
side.
I think there's more guys that are hunter. Like the hunting community is predominantly male, so I think when it comes social media and stuff, that when guys are scrolling, they see an Insta huntress, it immediately it catches their attention because they're a guy and they're looking at it and they're like, oh whoa, and then she's getting all this attention. They're a little bit, maybe a little bit jealous.
Her boobs.
Yeah,
Gross.
yeah. And then they look at it.
Lucky.
And then they look like,
Lucky.
I wish I could play with them all the time too. Nope. But then they see, but then they see like an Insta hunter, and they just keep scrolling. They don't pay any attention to it. They just ignore it.
Okay, Amy, hot takes. She's like, I don't want to say anything.
We out.
But you got to see this. So you're in
We out.
marketing, like,
Yeah.
and maybe you
You're
can't,
marketing,
you
see
can't,
everything.
right? And I'm not going to pin you to that, but you see this maybe more than we see it. We're kind of in marketing, but
Yeah.
you're observing. Like your main job is to observe the industry. Like you're combing through this stuff.
Yeah, I'm scrolling all the time.
So you probably have some things you can't say for the sake of like who you work for, but
Yeah.
like I know you got them thoughts. So just give us some weird looks
Got
with
them
your eyes.
strange thoughts, girl.
Dude.
What you thinking?
Well, I just feel like from me scrolling all the time, like you can definitely tell like which ones are like actual. Like I'm not saying that the huntresses aren't hunting or doing anything like that, but
Right.
I think there's a very clear distinction between okay, this girl's doing it for the clout and this girl's doing it because this is her life.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
this
Love
is
this.
her.
For sure. Yeah. That's
While we're on this subject, I'd like to say something.
yeah, Doug. Oh my God. Hold on.
Holy shit!
It's got the floor.
If it's turkey season, don't post old fucking turkey pictures making me think that you shot a turkey when you didn't. It drives me nuts. It pisses me off.
Yeah, you post
I'm
it.
glad you got
Like
that
they're
off your
using
chest.
old pictures of turkeys you already killed during turkey season.
No,
How long has this
Silly.
been bothering you?
I don't know, it just pisses me off.
Hey, I'm in. I like
I
this.
do. I like
Doesn't
that
it
too.
annoy you? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Amen.
oh, this guy killed a turkey or this girl killed a turkey. Congrats.
Are you
this
sa-
is from last year.
Yeah. Are you
Leave it in
saying?
last year.
Are you saying don't repost them at all, or are you saying like repost them in the off season?
In the off season's fine.
Yeah, that's
T- hashtag
Don't
TBT
fucking
throwback.
put it
Yeah,
now.
look
Don't put
back
it
on your
now.
memories. Look back on your memories.
That's
for sure.
fine,
yeah.
but don't post it now.
Damn, Doug's got a. This is like.
Nice.
Love it.
This is like the first strong take you've had in a while, Doug.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you,
I'm done.
Doug, when
I'm done. That's all I have.
dude. Amy, you're
Now I'm
bringing
gonna
out
go.
this.
Now I'm gonna go post one. Just
Damn, Doug doesn't get spicy very often.
because you see a comment like "congrats" and like, "Oh, it was last year." Like confusing everyone.
It's like, bitch.
I get it, dude. That makes sense.
Piece of shit.
Spice brings high download
Just
numbers.
because you can't kill something,
Yeah.
God forbid.
Wow, Doug, bring it on, buddy. What are you feeling? Come on, tell
say it
us.
with your chest.
Spicy.
I'm
What's-
good.
what's going
Buy my
on?
mustache wax. dude.
What else is bugging you, dude? About the
Nothing.
turkeys, man.
No, I'm good.
What about?
I'm actually killing them. So
all right, let me ask you this: What about staged turkey setup photos? How do you feel about those?
What do you?
Like,
Like, we're sitting out there.
okay, let me
And
get, okay, yeah, okay. Go play this scenario out.
Play the scenario. Okay.
I imagine you're going the same place I'm thinking.
Paint
but
us
I
a
don't-
Maybe.
picture.
Okay.
I'm reading your mind.
So I'm out there. I'm on Instagram. There's a picture of me.
You're a male to huntress.
behind a turkey decoy in the prone. Crawling around.
And I'm like this.
I'm out there, and it's like the caption's like, just out here reaping some turkeys because I'm awesome at this. But clearly I didn't take that picture. Both my hands are occupied.
Yeah.
Who took that picture? The turkey?
Just got like a harness on.
Goddamn. Put a GoPro on a turkey? What's going
Yeah,
on?
what the fuck, man?
Yeah, those are no.
That's my
those
farm
are,
turkey.
It's
False.
they're tough in the right scenario, but what is the right scenario?
Like if you're doing it for
If it's an
something,
ad for
yes.
like in a
company?
magazine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But be open and honest about it. Be like, yeah, buy this fucking decoy that I'm holding in my hand because it looks sick and it'll kill a turkey for you.
Yeah.
But don't be like,
On
I'm
your
out here,
own
I'm out here
personal
fucking killing
alone.
turkeys because I'm awesome.
caption simply chasing gobbles.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Hashtag
Yeah. No.
sad.
Chasing gobbles like I'm chasing the dream, dog.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That was,
Stay hard.
Allow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not trying to not be cheesy.
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah, where'd this go?
Those Instagram posts are cringy. Yes, to answer the question.
Amy,
if you're
you're
not
get-
work for a company.
Amy's getting the full WCB BS session
it.
on the half end of this podcast.
Love it.
This is what we do. And I'm
You
sure
think
you're
the
like,
same way, though, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Whenever I first
Bowhunting United
started,
thinks the same way.
whenever I first started in like creating social media posts, my boss is a girl, and she was like, Amy, like you don't have to be cute all the time with your captions. And I was like, okay,
Okay.
I'll change it up.
Easy.
Don't got time
I'll
to
bring the
twice.
heat.
And then she told me I could be edgy, and sometimes I push the envelope.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I think-
love that.
I think that's important from
it.
from my perspective. A lot of people don't agree with my perspective, but I think you should be a little bit, like I think the majority of bow hunters, like I think most of the members of Bowhunters United are going to be working class dudes who say fuck and shit on the daily, every other word, like we do, and drink beer and they get off, and then they hunt their asses off, and they don't want to be like, it doesn't have to be this dainty, like danced around thing all the time. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah, agreed.
100%.
So I think that's awesome.
It's real.
Like it should be.
Yeah.
And I almost think it should tap in. And edgy doesn't mean unethical or disrespectful,
Obviously, no.
Yes.
So I think that's like a fine line, but I think it's important to, it's real is what it is. It's not really
Relatable.
edgy. It's real. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
relatable.
Especially if you're going to be like pushing a group like Bowhunters United where you're saying like we're fighting for your rights, but you can't.
But I'm a fairy.
But you're a fairy. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah,
You got a backbone. How
Yes.
you going to fight for it?
exactly.
Yeah.
A fairy.
Yeah. So like mostly what I do is I create that fiery like messaging. So, kind of like I was talking about with our action alerts, like I get all that legislation jargon and then I turn it into something that's palatable for, bow hunters and people like me who are like, okay, I just want the gist of it and I want it to be really simple.
Yeah.
And I just want it to be effective. And so
Readable for the smooth brain.
I don't read very good.
yeah.
You don't have to read it 6
You just have like
times.
the headline, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
That'd help.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
stop
And then we
it.
create
Oh,
the
we got something going on.
Air bows.
Honestly,
air no,
Sorry.
no.
air bows, air no.
There.
There you go. That's a
way
good
better than
one.
mine.
Yeah, I like. See, that's why you're in marketing.
Yeah.
Air bows,
Nice.
hard no. That's a good one too. Come on, give me that. Give me that. Same gist. But no, I mean, oh,
I can't.
There you go.
I can't think of anything. Damn it.
come on, Doug. Marketing. Air bows. Hell no.
That's pretty good.
That was good. If Lizzo was your spokesperson,
Yeah, I don't know why I used that voice.
No.
I like
just came to
that
me.
little spice.
yeah. What?
I don't know. I was just feeling a little spicy.
No, I love it. I think Bowhunters United's got a good marketing position filled, and they need to keep that on. So I
Thanks.
think you're awesome. It was cool meeting you. And it's funny, like we thought we were in trouble when you met. I was like, oh, we're getting kicked out of ATA.
I would have said,
This
hand
is
me
it.
over a beer.
Yeah. So maybe we don't need to call us out too bad on the podcast and why I thought we were getting kicked out. But no, you guys have been awesome. Everyone that we've ever met from ATA has been awesome. Everyone from the start when we interviewed Bowhunters United to the second interview with Bowhunter United. This one's more fun.
Thanks.
Give you that. You actually came out and hung out with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
But yeah, you guys are welcome back anytime. I hope we can do more with ATA. And I do think, I don't know, from my perspective until now, I feel like there's always been a gap between like us and the relationship of ATA and like the hiring of ATA. Like, but I also kind of feel like we've always been a little bit of like the misfits of the bow hunting industry
Yeah, we are.
because we say fuck and drink beer. That's really it. Like that's really what is
Well,
like.
that's a lot of the industry. They just don't show it.
It's 90% of the industry.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like all these people think that they don't do that, but you go to ATA and like most of ATA is the relationship building after the show is where a lot of it goes down. I think that's an overlooked part. And you guys really, you do structure that, but it's a product of what you guys put together.
Right.
So, and that's important. So, yeah, anyone that acts like they don't do that, we're just doing what we always did. We just always been straight up about it. But for some reason, everyone's like, whoa, hey,
Hey, those guys are dangerous.
this guy said the F-bomb and drank a
We're going to go do that right after this, but hey, I don't like that.
Posers.
posers. So,
Well, I think the kind of the thing is, have you ever heard that saying, never meet your heroes?
yeah, I have heard that.
So I think that saying stems from a lot of the fact that a lot of people, especially like celebrities or people that are in the public eye, they never portray themselves as themselves.
Oh,
They
100%.
portray themselves as this character in this show or this movie or whatever they're doing. They're never playing who they actually are. In a situation like this, like you're just Kurt Guy or you're just Doug, whatever. Like we're the whole point of this and the whole point of podcasting that's cool is that you get to see who the person is, not who their character is, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm just a girl who lives on a farm.
Yeah.
That's all.
that's who we want representing what we do.
I was going to say something mean, but I won't.
Come on, Doug.
Well,
say
you
it.
can't say that.
What do you
and
say?
not
Gotta
say it.
roll.
If you didn't
You
want
said
to,
like
if you didn't
never
want to
meet your
say it, you were
celebrities,
sure.
never beat a huntress.
Oh.
Oh.
It's never what you say, it seems.
Oh boy.
Doug knows. Huh?
Thinking so specific.
Doug's been.
We'll end on that.
All right. We'll end on that. Aimie, where can people find you or Bowhunters United or whatever you want to plug?
So you can find Bowhunters United on Instagram, on Facebook at Bowhunters United. And then we have our website, bowhuntersunited.com. And be sure to use the Working Class Bowhunter link to get your subscription.
We'll put it all in the description of the episode. Please click that link if you're going to sign up. It'll make us look good. And ATA will like us a little more.
Maybe.
Not that
Love that.
not that you guys disliked us, but
Yeah. But yeah, get a lot of cool stuff and make a difference. So,
yeah, that's a big part. Like that's
That's
the most important
The
part.
most important part.
and stay in tune with what's going on because it's always freaking changing.
Yeah, no doubt too. And especially you get a smooth brain like me, and I'm like, what's going on? I need.
What do you mean?
Smooth
Squirrel?
brain.
Smooth
I've heard that a couple times now. Is that an
I learned that from the cartel calls, guys.
Oh
'cause
my
they kept
God.
calling
Oh, really?
turkey smooth brain.
Oh, I heard that ever since I was in the army. Like we called
never
guys,
heard that
guys that were
either.
like really, really dense. Like what are you,
saying it.
a smooth
Got a
brain or
smooth
something?
brain?
Yeah,
'Cause the more lumps you have. Never mind.
Yo, girl, you got a smooth
This is the
brain.
end. This is the end of the
Saying to
podcast.
people.
So
girl.
You got a smooth brain? What?
So, it sounds like a compliment.
Yeah.
It
Almost
does
sounds like a
kind of.
compliment.
That's why I'm going to start
a
using
smooth
it.
brain? It's not.
No, it's
Exactly.
It's
Like
a
you're
major
smooth with
diss.
it.
It's the
It's a major
It's
diss.
the hugest.
They probably thought it was a compliment
It's like
this whole time.
it's like the most subliminal way to call someone a fucking idiot.
Can't wait.
You don't like using the R word, but
No, don't say the
it's
R
the
word.
equivalent.
Don't say the R word.
That's what I said. That's why I call it the R word.
I do know we did joke around a lot on this podcast, but we're bringing you something serious that we do need with something like Bowhunters United, but in a fun way. Like it's fun people that make up hunting in this industry, but we need organizations, Exhibit A, like to help us with this stuff. So if you didn't like the jokes in the podcast, we're just trying to make
Yeah,
this
like while
fun.
we're joking around, they're out there fighting the good fight.
But that's why these things are things.
Yep.
So shout out to Bowhunters United and Archery Trade. So thank you, Amy,
Yeah,
for
thank
coming
you.
in and putting up with us.
Thank you guys for
Great.
having me.
It was fun. Doug, what do you got? You got something to close out with? I know you got opinions this week.
I'm all right.
What?
I'm ready to go.
Give us something. Give us
to
one
go.
more strong opinion.
That country fried steak's trying to put him to sleep.
Ooh,
It is.
you
Can-
should-
Damn.
Narcolepsy's kicking
shout
in.
out the
Coma.
Depot.
That's why you throw the honey on top, a little sugar spike.
We should have posted in our coffee. So, I got emails. I got emails coming in right now. The fuck?
They want to join Bowhunters United.
Timing.
Yeah, they're
Who's
coming in
controlling
right
this shit?
now. I got nothing. I'm good.
Ashley, what's going on with your strays or whatever you call them?
I'm telling
Flyers?
you. I'll say it. Buy Doug's mustache wax. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being here,
Everything.
guys. All right. No.
It was all up.
All right.
Everything's great. This is a great podcast. Thank you for coming, Amy.
Yes.
Yeah, nice to
was
meet
fun.
you.
Had a really
Thank you
good
for making the
time.
drive.
Both of
Yeah.
you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Amy.
Yeah.
You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Peace.